one. Yodel tickets? Not so much. This holiday, give a scratch from the South Dakota Lottery. Good fun. Must be 18 to play. Please play responsibly.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future, and I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving their country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the South Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the South Dakota Broadcasters Association and this station.
And 200, 2 and a quarter, 2 to the bid, 1 bomb to VP, 1 to get 200 to VP, here, 75, 275, now 3.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson Auction Company. We can turn your property to cash. We can sell your personal property and your real estate at auction. A family business for 64 years and counting. We've sold several millions of dollars in property over the years. We're happy to consult with you on your auction plans. Let our selling experience work for you. Call McPherson Auction, 605-348-1369. Visit us on our web at McPhersonAuction.com.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are Fox Sports.
And here's what you need to know.
Play is done for the day in the first round of the Masters at Augusta National. Not every player was able to complete their first round, but Paul Casey was. A round of 7 under 65 puts Casey atop the leaderboard. He's ahead of Webb Simpson and Xander Schauffele, who are also done at 5 under. Justin Thomas got through 10 holes before play was called for the day. He is at -5, and Tiger Woods, a 4 under par, 68.
I put a lot of it together today. It was good. It was good all around. I dribbled well, hit my irons well, and putted well. So there's really nothing that I could have done a little bit better. Obviously, I could have made a few more putts, but Joey and I were talking about it, the putts just aren't breaking.
Tiger with ESPN, the 4 under par round of 68 was bogey-free for Tiger. Again, 3 back of Casey. Bryson DeChambeau, 5 back at -2. Colts and Titans tonight, 7:30 Eastern time on Fox. Weekend will be the halftime performer for Super Bowl 55 in Tampa. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, live interviews, and local sports. Exclusively on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. And streaming online right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com. From the biggest national names to the hottest local stories, welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Well, good Thursday afternoon. How you doing? It's always a great day in the Black Hills. Thanks for being a part of the program. I appreciate that. The Nate Brown Show back. We're live from our downtown studio here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Also worldwide, anywhere, foxsportsrapidcity.com. You can also watch the show. Search Nate Brown Show. You've got us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Subscribe. Search Nate Brown Show on YouTube. You've got us there. And on Twitter, at Nate Sports Guy. Give us a follow and watch the show there. On a Thursday, we'll go to the Masters live report. Adam Woodard covering the Masters for Golf Week. He is straight ahead. Interesting, right? The guy that moves the needle. Tiger, the guy that moves the needle, one of his best starts ever at the Masters right there today. So we'll talk to Adam Woodard, Masters coverage from Golf Week. Our favorite handicapper is back. The guy's been on fire, NFL, college football. He's got his top games into me. I'll get those out to you. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, national handicapper on the way. Specifically, we go to Denver today. Haven't had a report yet on the Broncos-Raiders. We'll talk Broncos-Raiders, Ryan O'Halloran, Denver Post, Broncos beat writer on the way. And then locally, not good news out of the college football front today. Charlie Floor, South Dakota Mines head football coach, going to join us live to expand on that. South Dakota Mines and Black Hill State shutting down their football seasons. How that happened, just too many positives. Too many positives amongst the teams, too many positives in the community. So they made the call today. They had 2 games left. Hard Rockers were going to play Nebraska Kearney here this weekend. That's done. And then they were going to play Black Hill State next weekend. That's done. So 4 games. I guess we enjoyed it while it lasted. I commended them for giving the effort. I really did, from the administration on down. We'll talk to the head football coach for the Hard Rockers. Now what? What about spring? What about next year? Charlie Floor on the way. And the 11 AAA football championship. The championship started today with 9-man, but the 11 AAA game. The big schools, Brandon Valley trying to win a title. They've been really good over the past few years, and I mean really good. How have they done it? Chad Garrow, their head football coach, he'll join us live from Vermilion as they get set to take on Harrisburg in the 11 AAA title coming up on Saturday. Chad Garrow on the way. The Nate Brown Show brought to you in part by Black Hills Urgent Care. A very important message they want you to hear. Black Hills Urgent Care, 2 locations in Rapid City, and at 1 location they're treating suspected COVID-19. We've got issue in this community, there's no doubt. If you have upper respiratory illness, suspected COVID-19, go to the Black Hills Urgent Care for treatment at Bacon Park, Mountain View Road location. That's Bacon Park, open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Black Hills Urgent Care. All other illnesses, you want to use the Black Hills Urgent Care on Haynes Avenue, okay? Black Hills Urgent Care, caring for this community. Let's throw out the number, 720-1067. 720-1067 is our number. You can chime in on the Boss Pizza and Chicken Sports Line live on this Thursday. And the Barron's Wilson text line ready to go, 720-1067. So I'm going to start in a few different directions here, one of which is our question of the day on this Thursday. It's something that I've thought a lot about since I had a discussion with a Rapid City high school football coach. I had this discussion, and one of the things that jumped out as we try to improve our football programs around here, this coach said one of the biggest things we've got to get better at is football knowledge, how to play the game, watching the games, football IQ. He says we have some talent, some athleticism. We have to just get better at knowing the game, situations of the game, and learning from mistakes and figuring those things out. The football knowledge. And it was something that struck me a few weeks ago as I had that conversation, and it got me thinking. You know, one thing, maybe you're like me. As I grew up watching, as a kid, I watched a ton of sports. I think that's how I got most of my IQ. I played 3, baseball, basketball, football, okay? A lot of you are like me. Some of you guys did some other sports, right? Hockey, wrestling, stuff like that. I played 3, football, basketball, baseball. Those were the big 3. I played and learned. I learned doing that, but you know where I learned a ton? Watching games. And that jumped out to me here in 2020. One of the biggest things that we can take with us to improve high school football here in this town, we got to get better football knowledge. That was very specific, better football knowledge. So I have a question for everybody as the state championships are on, right? I was asking you yesterday if you watched these games, the state championships, even if your team's not in it. It ended up being 84% of you. 84% said, yeah, I'm going to be watching the South Dakota Public Broadcasting games into the weekend. 9-man today, 11-man tomorrow and Saturday. I got to thinking, what about our teens now? What about the kids here in Rapid City? Many of you have kids. And so my question of the day is this, and I'd really like to know. I've got kids. I've got 2 daughters. They're starting to watch a little bit. They're pretty young. They're starting to watch a little bit. They don't sit down and sit here and watch games with Dad. Are you kidding me? I'm not that cool, for one. But they don't sit and watch games. Do you have teens And do you think teens today watch sports as much as you did when you were a kid? I don't think this is as easy answer as you think. I've got 3 options in the poll today. Votes coming in right away. And it is split fairly evenly in the options. I think about that. Not only, I don't think teens do watch sports as much. You can make that argument with me, which 28% of you are. So here's the question as I start. Do you think teens today are watching games as much as you did when you were a kid? My assessment today is not. I sound like the old crusty guy. I sound like the old school guy. Kids these days don't watch sports. I don't think they do watch games. I really don't. Here's your answer so far. Do you think teens today are watching sports as much as you did when you were a kid? 28% of you saying, yes, they do, but they're watching them on their phones. 28% still think teens today watch a lot of sports. They're just not sitting in front of the TV like you and I did. Black and white. No, not quite. No, I don't quite go back that far. They're watching them on their phones. So they're watching sports, but on their phones. 32% of you saying, no, they really don't care at all about watching sports. They really don't care at all. 32%. Highest number is this. 39% of you answering today's question so far. No, the kids are just doing other things. And you fill in that blank. You fill in that blank. So what that tells me is, though, we're talking about 72% of you saying that teens today do not watch sports as much as you did or I did when we were kids. 72% of you. You broke that up by saying, okay, some of them just don't care, and maybe they don't care, so they're doing other things. I'm going to tell you this. I know kids that are dialed in, they watch Red Zone, okay? They want the highlights, meaning we're going to get a score either way. So it's constant consumption. It's consumption. Highlights, Red Zone. Okay, now to this game, now to that game. I like Red Zone myself, but I might be one of the weird guys. I actually watch games from ticker to tape. I actually watch as much as I can. I can get away with that a little bit. Sometimes I have to do work and help out. It's a sad state of affairs, I know, but sometimes I have to do that. But I actually try and get dialed in. You know why? You aren't getting what you need to get. Teens today, athletes today, they aren't getting what they need to get to become better, knowledgeable players watching Red Zone. I don't think that. They're not getting what they need to get watching highlights on their phones. You may think it's not a big factor when a coach says football knowledge, our IQ of the game, learning situations. That seems to me like that's a big factor. You can learn in practice and in games when you're playing. I buy that. But I also buy you can learn a lot just by watching games. I just had a dad respond on here, 720-1067 on the Barron's Wilson text line. Let's go to this. Hang on. I got to find this here. Coming in. Nate, I was able to get my 13-year-old who plays football to watch an entire football game last week. That is an exception these days. Phones, tablets, video games, that's their greater interest versus live games, watching them. Trust me, I try. I think that dad is most dads today, right? I think that dad's most dads today. He said, I've tried to get my 13-year-old. He watched a full game last week. That's an exception. Phones, tablets, video games, greater interest. And 72% of you answering the question today, kids today are not watching as much sports. I think it does matter in developing athletes. Knowledge of the game. One of the things we totally overlook, we talk about our facilities, our off-season work, our this, our that. That's all important. Knowledge of the game. I don't think kids have it as much as they maybe did because I got it from watching games. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate, how you doing?
What's up, Steve?
Well, you hit it right on the head. And the only people to blame are the ones that are buying the tablet, the phone.
Which
I
buy tablets. Everybody's buying tablets.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Nate, go by. I don't know how it was where you were at in Montana, but ask that other South Omaha guy that called. You couldn't go buy a park in South Omaha or North Omaha back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, where you didn't see 3 or 4 groups of kids playing pickup football, playing pickup basketball.
Yes. Do you see that now? That's my question.
Heck no.
Okay.
Heck no.
I was wondering. I mean, I
you
don't want
go
to.
by the Little League fields at the end of the season, they're empty.
I really believe, some people say, well, you can't pigeonhole this. And kids are still playing pickup games. I don't know if they are. If they are.
Where?
You know what I used to do when I was a kid? Okay, I'd be watching the game. Seriously, I'd be watching the Broncos or whoever, the Cubs, and then I'd watch for an hour, and then I'd want to go play. And then I'd go and play. That's what I would do. Well, not go to a tablet and watch whatever.
Yeah, that's what we did. You couldn't, it's funny. And I saw it last year, Nate, because I've been gone a few years. And we're going to a wrestling meet. We're on a bus. And my God, every kid but me, every person but me and the other, how many coaches are on the bus, got their phones out.
No, that's right. And doing social media and doing whatever, or watching whatever.
And I'm just thinking, my God, Bo Hazlett, he would have went back there and shoved that phone, where the fourth point of contact was.
Well, maybe it's our world. And so people say, hey, you're going to blame the kids. Well, it's our world. We consume everything now, and I mean a lot of it. It's right here at our fingertips.
I'm going to blame the parents.
Well, that dad just called.
Got to start at the top.
That dad just sent a message. He said, hey, my 13-year-old watched a full game last week, but it's an exception. I try. I just can't get it done.
The same age as yours. The one, they played against each other?
Yes.
She watches my Chiefs. Well, she's kind of in a split household, so she's got to watch my Chiefs and her mom's Steelers.
There you go.
And I'll tell you what, Nate, she can name 10, 15 players off each team.
Yeah, I think it matters. I really do. I mean, I think people overlook it. I really do. Thanks,
it does. Hey, one more.
Yes.
Not a lock.
Oh,
I
yes.
like Canton. Canton.
No.
Yeah. You'll have to read what I wrote about your buddy from the other side of the state.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
To you.
Okay. Thanks, brother. Thanks for getting in. I think Steve's just picking the opposite teams as I am for high school football, by the way. I've got my picks. We're not messing around anymore. We're not going to mess around anymore. Meaning, I've got scores for games. I've got scores for games over the next 2 days. I'm not just going to be picking the teams for the state championships. I've got scores. I haven't seen anybody else in South Dakota do scores yet, so I'm going to do scores for the state title games. Thanks for calling. You're live on Fox Sports Rapid City, and you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, listening to your question. Wouldn't all kids, not watch sports as much as previous generations probably? I agree with that they probably don't watch it as much, but
why is that?
But wouldn't that be equal in Rapid City and in Sioux Falls? I just don't see how that sets up.
No, that's right. I just kind of relate it to our high school coach said that. It was a very specific thing. He said, "No, I think this is broad. I really do.
Yeah. So I don't think it sets just these programs back. I just think it's just another. I think it's probably the same way everywhere.
Right?
Yeah, another thing that, I know I watched a lot of sports when I was growing up. I don't know, my kids probably won't watch as much as I did just because there's different stuff going on, and, I don't know. It's just, I think, you've talked about cable before and streaming, and everything's there right now, and, there's a lot more options out there.
No, there is. There is. There's no doubt. I appreciate it. Thanks for getting in. No, you're right on that. This isn't a Rapid City thing, okay? It piqued my interest. Why? Because a Rapid City coach said it, and it just got me thinking here as we go along to see what is really happening out there. I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, okay? So we're kind of, it's not like they're settling in. They watch quite a bit, actually. They're big soccer players, so we watch some soccer. I have to watch more soccer. I'm still stuck in my old ways, right, watching these other sports. I wonder if kids are watching sports as much. My assessment is they're not. I don't like a blanket over everybody. My assessment is they're not. And 72% of you say they are not. 29%, it's all mixed up now, saying, yeah, they are, but on their phones. 28% now. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
Yeah, your caller that said we got to blame the people that get them the tablets and all that, that's not who gets the blame. The blame goes to the calendar. It's 2020. It's not 1970 anymore. The kids are going to do a lot more. There's a lot more things out there for them to do. And it's going to be up to the problem. It's going to be up to the coaches to teach them the IQ. I mean, you can only practice so much, but maybe you need to get some classes in phys ed or something like that teaches them how football's played.
You believe you can learn how to play a game from watching it, though, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do a classroom with film and stuff like that. Same thing with when you can first. I don't know what the rules are as far as practice, but can you have quote unquote academic time during practice?
Yeah, little film
time
session.
Well, it doesn't count toward your 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is a week you can practice the kids in high school.
That counts. It counts. I mean, that all counts.
But that's what you're going to have to teach them is that there's a rhythm to the game. There's ways the game's played. There's reasons why things are going to work because of situations.
Yes.
But all of that gets taught. Yeah, when you're sitting there, when you watch good college and pro games over and over and over, you see guys like Saban and Belichick, now Vrabel and a few others, pulling things that are, hey, some people think this is borderline on the rules, but the rules allow it. We do it because it's smart football.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you can learn from it. But the consumption is kids can get so much in so many places. I do believe that. It's
right.
Different than me and you.
It's the same thing that when I was a kid, it was Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, and now there's 15 guys on the tour every week that are capable of winning. Back then there was about 6 or 8.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
It's a different world.
It is. It is. There's no doubt. I don't always love it. I mean, I don't love this different world. I don't love 2020, I'll tell you that. But I don't love this different world. Do you think teens today are watching sports as much as you did when you were a kid? That's the question of the day. I say no. Many of you say no. It's broken up into 3. Let's see. Yes, they do. 29% of you now saying yes, they do, but it's on their phones, streaming and the highlights. 32% of you saying no, they don't care at all. They don't care. 32%. 39% saying no, but they're doing other things. And I put other things. TikTok, mountain biking, whatever, right? Video games, all these other things. By the way, I had some other things to do too, but my parents didn't let me play Sega or Nintendo all day. I'm the Nintendo Sega guy. My parents didn't let me do that all day. I don't let my kids do that all day. I think some people do. Thanks for calling. You're live and you go ahead. Hello. Are you there? I lost you? All right. That's all right. All right. Let's see. Go to the phones. Barron's Wilson text line. Watching sports. Joe Buck bores the kids into a coma. Oh, come on. taking a hit on Joe Buck. Let's see. My son is watching Augusta now, and he knows Tiger, and he says, nice shot. Kids will watch what the parents watch, and they want to be there with what mom and dad love. They want to be a part of what mom and dad love. I think that's what that was. Wow, watching the Masters. I've had a little bit of that. My daughter was watching the last time Tiger actually won the Masters, right? Last year. Let's take one more quick one here. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead. I don't know. Are you there?
Are you?
There we
I'm
go.
here. You there?
All right.
Oh, it's good to talk to Super Mario Nate. I'm telling you.
Yes.
You know, Nate, there's no doubt kids have a lot more options for entertainment these days, but I think it depends on the level of commitment and excitement that each kid has about their particular sport. I have a friend here in Rapid City, and his two little guys are hockey rink rats. They're just fanatical about hockey. And I'll stop by his business place, and if the kids are in his office, they'll be sitting at his desk, and they're watching hockey. And they're not just watching highlights. They're watching the games, the NHL and such, college hockey. They just eat it up. But they are super, super crazy about hockey. So that's that. And I don't
Are they
know.
watching as much? Are kids in general watching as much as me and you? I think they're not. I don't think they are.
I think probably not because, I think probably overall not because they do have more options for entertainment for sure.
Distractions.
They do have that. Question this. I think that it has to be, I think the amount of sports watching the kids do on TV goes back again to their level of excitement, enthusiasm, and commitment to their. Therefore, I got to wonder if those Sioux Falls high school kids aren't watching more NFL games than West River football high school
I have
players
no idea.
are.
I have no idea
I don't
on that.
either, but I got to wonder about it because I see them, and they seem to be more game situationally aware, whether that's coaching or whether. But you're right; you can learn a lot just watching Joe Buck on TV, and explaining the game situation.
There's no doubt. Thanks, Brian.
Yep.
Appreciate it. I think it's undervalued. It's just something I thought about, being an old crusty guy now, right? Being an old crusty guy. I said, kids don't watch sports anymore. I don't think they do. Not as much as we did. Red Zone, yes. Like fantasy football, if they're playing fantasy football, yeah, I want to see how my guy does, so where are we at there? They're not watching first quarter to fourth quarter. I really don't think they are. As fans, I don't think they are. One more. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nate. I don't think they watch it as much. I think the days are gone when you were watching football with your grandfather and everybody was wearing the same uniform and cheering for the same team.
Yeah, fans, They're like, hey, it's a football Sunday, right? We're watching football. No.
Born in Minnesota, and my grandfather loved the Vikings. My grandmother loved the Vikings. My parents, and it was ingrained. We were watching football.
That's what my family did. I mean,
eating food and Grandpa muting the TV if he didn't like the commentators, but we still watched it in the kitchen.
No, that's right. That's right. And I know it feels like it's 2020 and they're still watching it. Maybe, but I don't think quite how they could be or should be. Maybe.
I've got a brother, and his kid is 11 right now, and he is probably more knowledgeable of football than 60% of the adults in Rapid City that watch the NFL. He is a sponge.
And why is that? Because he watches or not?
He watches it with his dad. They talk about it every day.
Yeah.
And it's a rough season for him, but he's a very knowledgeable kid, and he plays midget. And
I think it matters.
It does.
No, it does.
He gets it. He talks like an adult when he's talking football. It's crazy. So I think it's just a matter of it's not as much of a family thing as it used to be.
No, I believe that too. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's kind of a bigger topic there. I mean, our family time. I used to that used to be what it was. I mean, when I married my wife, I said, "Hey, I'm calling up my brother and my folks. We're going to get together and watch football Saturday." She goes, "What?" I was like, "No, that's what we do, right?" And I go, "Then we're going to do it again Sunday." What? Yeah. Welcome to the family. Coming right back with Ryan O'Halloran, Broncos beat writer for the Denver Post, the Broncos and Raiders, and more next.
From high school to college to the pros, this is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Winter is coming. Is your vehicle ready? Go to Black Hills Tire and have them winterize your vehicle with their winter performance package. Don't get stranded with maintenance issues. Black Hills Tire will check on everything, including tire pressure, fluids, wiper blades, batteries, along with the best performing tires available. Trust your vehicle with Black Hills Tire this winter. They believe in a quality customer experience each and every time. Winter is coming. Black Hills Tire is prepared. Online at blackhillstire.com or visit them on Jackson Boulevard in Rapid City.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Clear skies and quiet tonight with a low of 21. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 53. Lows dip down to about 36. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Temps near average Saturday and Sunday with highs in the mid 40s. Mixed precipitation